common question new drivers ask who are learning to drive a manual car is, when do I need to press the clutch? You need to fully press the clutch down whenever you want to stop the car completely, and when changing gear. To drive slowly, roughly below 5 miles per hour, you'll also need to use clutch control, which I'll demonstrate later. You need to press the clutch when you come into a stop, otherwise the car will stall, which is basically the car switching itself off. But when should you press the clutch when stopping? If you press the clutch too early, the car will coast. That means it's basically freewheeling, with no engine control. The car can pick up speed on a downhill, and you'll have less control over it. Each gear only lets you drive so slowly, before the engine starts to struggle. I'm in 3rd gear, and as soon as I come off the gas, the car slows down and the revs slowly drop. Eventually the revs drop down to what is known as tick over. That's the engine's idle speed. Tick over speed varies slightly from car to car. In this car, it's just below 1. I'm now in 2nd gear. No gas, and the revs have dropped down to tick over. It stays at about 8 miles per hour in 2nd without me pressing the gas. I'm now in 1st gear. I'm off gas, the revs have dropped down to tick over. It stays at about 5 miles per hour. You might be thinking, why is tick over so important? Well, let me show you. I'm in 3rd gear, not using the gas pedal, letting it tick over. But if I brake to slow down more than this speed without pressing the clutch, the revs will fall below tick over speed, and the engine will struggle. The car starts to rumble, shake, and then stall. Tick over speed varies slightly between cars, but you'll see it on the rev counter when you start the car and don't press the gas. So when you're stopping, press the clutch just before the engine starts to struggle, ideally before the revs drop below tick over, or when you feel the car begin to vibrate. Eventually you will feel when the car's about to vibrate and rumble, and press the clutch before it happens. You'll need to press the clutch when stopping before the revs drop below tick over. But you don't want to stare at the rev counter, as you might crash into something. Instead, listen to your car, get a feel for it, and you'll learn when the car's about to vibrate and rumble, then press the clutch before it rumbles. But remember not to press the clutch too early to avoid coasting. I'll drive slow in 1st gear and try stopping. I'm braking first, and straight away the revs drop below idle speed and the car vibrates like this. Not too smooth. If you're driving slow, roughly below 10 miles per hour, try pressing the clutch first so it doesn't vibrate and nearly stall. Much smoother. The revs have dropped to 0 because the feature called Auto Start Stop has switched off the engine. This helps save fuel and reduce emissions when the car is stationary, or even nearly stopped in this particular car. I'm stopping before the car rumbles, clutch down and brake. I'll stop again on this quiet road. This time I'll press the clutch a bit too late. It wasn't so late that the car stalled, but it had started rumbling as the revs dropped below tick over. Press the clutch before the car rumbles, before the revs get too low. But instead of looking at the rev counter, get used to how slow you can go in each gear before the car starts to rumble. You will get used to the feel and sounds that your car makes. Don't forget, if you drive too slow for the gear you're in without pressing the clutch, the car rumbles and then stalls. I'm off gas, gently braking, but I'll press the clutch too late. I saved it from stalling, but it wasn't very smooth. press the clutch before it rumbles, before the revs get too low. Gas and biting point to creep forward. Off gas, clutch, then brake. I had to press the clutch first because I was driving slow and didn't want it to stall. I'll try braking first at this slow speed, then clutch. And it's not as smooth. Always remember to check the interior mirror before slowing down to see how close any following vehicles are. Releasing the gas pedal slows the car down straight away. Brake to slow down more. Now clutch before it rumbles, and change gear. I'm turning right at the roundabout, and because of my speed, I need to slow down earlier as it will take me longer to stop. Clutch before it vibrates and rumbles, and change gear. I didn't need to stop, but there's no one behind, and I wanted to show you how to stop and when to press the clutch. Some new drivers think they need to press the clutch every time they brake, but that's not always the case. For example, if you're just slowing down for a bend, there's no need to press the clutch, unless you're going to change gear. Pressing the clutch too early or unnecessarily can cause the car to coast, basically freewheeling, which means it can pick up speed and you'll have less control. If you're driving between 0 to 5 miles per hour, then you can use the clutch to control the car at very slow speeds. This is where you can raise the clutch to the biting point to make the car move forward slowly, or slightly lower the clutch, about the thickness of a pound coin, to slow down. You can use clutch control anytime you want to drive very slowly, and when you want to drive faster than roughly 5 miles per hour, smoothly raise the clutch all the way with a little gas. Have a look at our other video on clutch control for more information on this. I'm turning left and I won't need to press the clutch, as I'm not stopping or changing gear. To stop on the left, I'll brake to slow down, then press the clutch before it rumbles so the car doesn't stall. The other time to fully press the clutch is whenever you want to change gear. Off gas, clutch down, change gear, release the clutch pedal smoothly and back on the gas. If you're unsure when to change gear, then have a look at our other video as it might help. I'm turning right and I need to stop for oncoming. Brake and clutch down as I'm stopping and changing gear. It's hard to see to the right at this roundabout, so I need to brake and press the clutch as I'm stopping and need to change gear. Safe to go, gas, biting point, smoothly raise the clutch with more gas. This time I'm braking to slow down, but I'm not going slow enough for first gear, or stopping, so I don't need to press the clutch. For more driving tips, have a look at our Learning to Drive modules on our website. There's videos on clutch control and how to change gear. Best of all, it's completely free. Thanks a lot for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if it did help, and subscribing really helps us make more videos like this one. In the meantime, keep safe on the road, and bye for now.